Yo, what is going on everyone? Thank you for joining me for another manga chapter review. And in today's video, we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the brand new chapter for Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 179, titled Sendai Colony, Part 6. And before we jump into the video, guys, I want to go ahead and continue to say thank you to all my subscribers, as you guys are just the main reasons as to why the channel has grown to where it is now. You guys are just absolutely amazing, and you guys are the GOATs for absolutely believing in me and being interesting in my channel. Honestly, you guys are just crazy for that. We are almost at 150 subscribers, so once we hit that, we're 50 subscribers away from 200, which I just can't believe you guys are this awesome and just being that believing in me and just believing in my content and just wanting to see me thrive, as well as being interested in my comment. And then also to the people that may be just viewers and not subscribers, I also really appreciate you guys as well for checking out videos and also leaving your comments and your thoughts on the videos, as you guys are just crazy in the comment section. You guys, some of the theories you guys point out to me on my videos is just like, you guys are like, you know, I would be surprised if you guys weren't working with like some of these mangakas. I'm just like, damn, like that sounds a little too cool. Like that sounds a little too accurate. That might actually happen in one of these chapters. So you guys definitely have me, you know, stroking my chin, wondering about what you guys are saying, that you guys are just really crazy with your theories. But yeah, guys, if you guys are interested in this channel as well as this video and do like today's video, consider sticking around, and I will be doing a bunch of more anime and manga related content. So with all that out of the way, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into this hype ass chapter already. So starting off this chapter, we resume with a three-way domain expansion battle getting ready to begin, with narrative being spoken and explaining that when domains collide, hitting other techniques in turn cancels them out. With Uro and Ishigori aligning interests, they both realize they cannot let Rika enter the barrier. With Rika having been hit 20 meters away by Ishigori's attack, this will allow them not to worry about Rika being an issue. However, Rika, having been bequeathed the will of Rika Orimoto, possesses the will to not let that happen. With Rika's powers reaching a new level and things looking as they are in her favor, unexpectedly, Kuroishi emerges, thwarting all of their plans. Kuroishi was able to reproduce using pathogenesis, meaning when the parent dies, it allows the curse energy from the totality of Japan's fear and terror to be transmitted to their children, finishing by stating that even if the player Kuroishi died, the cursed energy of the being still exists. With the fragile nature of all three domain expansions colliding and collapsing, Yudah uses this opportunity to strike Uro. Yudah, being quick to capitalize on Uro's turning her attention to Kuroishi, he delivers a brutal kick to her backside. Uro, now being a rock stuck in a hard place with both Kuroishi and Yudah, Kuroishi is able to cut off one of her arms. Ishigori, being an onlooker at the three-way carnage, states that Yudah sure knows how to get things done thoroughly, continuing by saying that Uro can use her reverse curse technique to recover any missing limb, although not easily. Seeing this as an invitation as any, it is revealed to us that Ishigori's technique is cursed energy release, before using granite blast sending both Uro and Kuroishi flying. Yudah, noticing that Ishigori's curse technique output is the same whether it's his technique or not. Kuroishi, trying to recover from the colossal blast, reaches to grab his cleaver, but is immediately dealt with Yudah blasting the cursed creature in the face. With both Kuroishi and Uro effectively taken out the battle, it is now time for a rematch for Yudah and Ishigori. Ishigori telling Yudah, "Come, the table is now set." We end the chapter off with a final panel of both sorcerers readying for combat. Yudah, being aware that his cursed technique has not recovered, he ends the chapter by saying, "Let's go Rika." Will Yudah be able to overcome Ishigori, or will Yudah and Rika be another dessert for the sweet crazed sorcerer's appetite? And alright guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap up the synopsis portion of the video. Now we're going to go ahead and head on over and transition into my overall review of the chapter itself. And bro, was this chapter absolutely fire! I mean, bro, listen. So immediately what I want to go ahead and dive into for my review for the overall chapter is how much I feel as though they paralleled everything. I feel like this chapter immediately parallels like sort of the movie we saw with Yudah and Rika. It's just crazy, and I really like how the movie dropped in the States, as well as how these chapters are releasing. So before I started catching up on the manga, I forget who, but someone told me that the reason as if they were dropping the movie is to get us well acquainted with Yudah, because this one of the next arcs would be heavily featuring him. So I'm glad that they're really adding Yudah into his own arc, essentially, because the beginning of this arc was Yudah, as well as Fushiguro, but I like how they're sort of ending it, or transitioning, I should say, into Yudah. I really like that, and I also want to go ahead and give props to these other sorcerers in the chapter. I mean, Ishigori and Uro are just absolutely like crazy. I just like how the culling game has almost re-emerged and resurrected these old sorcerers, and they're just absolutely crazy in power. And as well as Kuroshi, he's like, I love Kuroshi because he's just such an outlandish design, because like a cockroach, like a cursed spirit cockroach, like that's just so like disgusting and cool. But yeah, I just really like how Gigi Akutami is handling the arc in general, as well as the fight, and as well as Yudah's emergence within the arc. So I like that because Yudah is regarded as like the second strongest, only behind Gojo. I like to see how they are pushing Yudah and kind of outsmarting him along with their curse techniques, because if as we take a look at this chapter and the previous chapters besides this one, we can notice how the cursed energy and the cursed techniques of the sorcerers, yeah, it can help. It catches Yudah off guard sometimes, but we also have to take into account that they're really like strategizing and playing chess with Yudah, and like trying to one up him and trying to like take him out, because essentially before Yudah gets into this three-way domain expansion, he was not using cursed energy, because we learn at the beginning of the chapter that he can only use cursed techniques when when Rika is called out. So that's a primary reason as to why a lot of the old sorcerers were sort of able to get the attacks on him that they have, both with surprise attacks, as well as Yudah not being able to use cursed techniques. And that was a big reason on why Yudah wanted to dispose of Ishigori as well as Uro so quickly, because he didn't want to show off Rika, right? He didn't want to disclose that he had Rika sort of as his cursed spirit, because he wanted to save that, I believe, for Kenjaku, or a more powerful sorcerer. I don't think they really specified as to why Yudah didn't want to show it off. I know he was not wanting to show it off just because he wanted to save it, but I would almost presume it was for Kenjaku, if Kenjaku ever like made an appearance in the culling game, or perhaps for like the final set of sorcerers. But with the altercations having taken place, it really left Yudah no choice but to use it. And I like how they're setting up for Ishigori Yudah Part 2, but this time with Yudah having Rika, because Ishigori, even though his curse technique really isn't like it's not a complex curse technique, it's more so he's just got so much power, and his granite beam can just absolutely decimate anything, as we saw in this chapter, as it both like just completely knocked Uro out and like took out the whole left side of Kuroshi before Yudah absolutely just like fucking demolished him with that blast to the face. So it is going to be a very interesting next chapter, I will say that for sure, because at the end of the chapter, Yudah does realize that he cannot use his curse technique again because it hasn't fully recovered. So I'm not quite sure if Yudah is going to try to stall for time until he gets it back, or if he's just going to fight Ishigori like head on. So we'll have to see, but I'm just like very, very excited for the next chapter. These last few chapters have just been just like back-to-back craziness, and then especially with the movie's inclusion, finally being able to see the movie, it just really brings and ties everything together. Just having to like being able to see Yudah's full backstory, and then as well as knowing everything with Rika, and even noticing and finding out new things about Rika, it's just really, really awesome to see. So I will end the review there. If you guys have not seen the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie and are interested in a review, I did do a review of the movie. If you guys are interested, it is on my channel. Or if you guys don't want to watch a review just yet, I highly recommend catching it in theaters. Now, the unfortunate thing with anime movies is they are pretty selective in theaters, but if you guys do have a theater near you that is playing it, I highly recommend you go see it. It is absolutely an incredible movie. Probably one of the best movie I've seen in a very, very long time outside of Mugen Train. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up the video for today, guys. I want to go ahead and thank everyone for joining the video. If you guys did like the video, go ahead and leave a like, and let me know your comments in the comment section down below. What do you think of the chapter today, and what do you think is going to happen in the next chapter? I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts and predictions for the next chapter. So yeah, guys, I do plan on having a My Hero Academia chapter review up by the end of the day, so please stay tuned for that and be on the lookout for that. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya.